Hi everyone, welcome back to Carrie Kirby Creates. Today I'm going to be making a card basically using things that I already have in my stash because, as you all know, craft supplies have become so expensive. Everything has become so expensive recently, and well, let's be honest, who can afford to be buying new craft supplies all the time as much as I, and I'm sure a lot of you would love to be doing it? It's just not sustainable. So anyway, today I've dug through some of the stuff and picked out this die that I haven't used in a while. So I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you, where it came from. If I can find it, I will link it below, or I'll put it in the description box. It's a nesting die, very pretty one, and it's got all these different elements. So you've got, let's see, it's obvious I have used it before, but not for quite some time. So there's 3 pieces to it basically, and it's a layering die. So I'm going to be using a 5x7 pre-cut and scored card base. So let's just put that to a side, and I've decided I'll use some of this lovely 300 GSM or £110 white linen cardstock. So it's good heavy cardstock. So I'm lucky enough to have the larger Gemini die cutting machine, which takes an A4 sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, pop that down. And I'm just going to line these up so that I can get the most out of this sheet of cardstock as I can. So let's just see there. And it's probably best if I stick a bit of tape just so that they don't move. So I'm using some of this Scotch removable tape. So it looks as though I'm going to be able to cut the whole thing out of the one sheet, which is great. Let's see, let's just, this one, maybe if I turn it at an angle, just make sure none of them are overlapping. Because if any of you, like me, have done it before, I put them in and yeah, it really damages your dies if one of them cuts on top of another. Anyway, I'm going to sandwich this up and I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine. So there we go. We've run that through the Gemini machine there. So I'm just coming back in with this one, and I want to pop the outside border die down over it. Let's see, just get the placement correct. And stick my bit of tape, because I also need to cut this out. But by doing it this way, it meant that I could use the whole sheet for one card. Other than that, it would have been, I guess, wasting cardstock. But anyway, let's run this through. And there we are. That's cut out beautifully. So let's just pop out those bits I had a pokey tool there. And it's nice to be making quite an easy and simple little card with these dies. I don't know if this, I'd say Amazon more than likely that die set came from. So if you have a nosy on Amazon, let's see. You can do the same thing with any of the nesting dies really. I've got quite a few Spellbinders ones there. I don't think that this is Spellbinders. Now, let's just clear that up and whoops, just come back in with the other pieces. So this is what I've ended up with. My 4 lovely pieces that I managed to get out of one A4 sheet, which I'm very pleased about. Now, so I've decided just to put a couple of embellishments on that I'm going to use maybe 1 or 2 butterflies from my stash, and this piece of card that I used recently using my alcohol inks on Yupo paper. And if you'd like to see how I made that, I'll link it up here in the corner that you can click on and watch again. So what I'm going to do is, let's just come and see. I don't want them too big because, yeah, maybe that one. I like this guy. Yeah, 2. Yeah, let's maybe do 3. And also, I've decided it's going to be a birthday card for my sister, whose birthday is coming up in June. So I've got this little sister die. So let's run the whole lot through. Keep the colours matching. Let's pop that there, and I may as well cut out 3 of the butterflies. And I'm aware these are kind of muted colours, which I think will be nice on the white background. I'm just going to go ahead and run that through the die cutting machine. So I'm just going to pop those out as well. We're having absolutely gorgeous weather here at the moment. The sun is shining every day, and it's lovely to get up early and just enjoy the day when the weather is so good. So what's the weather like where you are at the moment? I'm hoping that this won't end up being our summer, because that's what happened last year. Unfortunately, we got some good weather early, and then come the summer, we'd nothing but rain. But anyway, we'll enjoy it while it's here for sure. So let's just pop those out. Really happy to be using stuff that I have in my stash and I haven't used for a while. Feeling a bit proud of myself, if I'm honest. I need to do more of this. Now, a bit fiddly, some of them are. Let's see, and these nails aren't helping. Getting them cut tomorrow, getting them redone. This one. It's very pretty. So what stamps and dies do you have that you reuse over and over? Because they're really the ones that are of most value, and they're the ones I think that we should be considering purchasing. So it'd be very interesting to hear what you find valuable. If you would comment below and let us know, because I think everybody then can read and see what other people are finding that they reuse. I think it's very important in this day and age. I think it's very important in this day and age that we can reuse what we have. And I think that these, you know, sister, mother, those type of sentiment stamps are a great asset to have in our stash. So, a little bit of prodding and poking there, but I don't want to distort this one. There we go, lovely sister one. And we've got a background border piece, which I probably won't use, we'll see. And I just want to come in with this top piece from the card before I put the card together, and I want to stamp on it. And I have this little stamp that says, happiest of birthdays to you. So I'm just going to pop that down on my acrylic block. And I'll be using the VersaFine Claire in Nocturne. So just as I normally do, just a rough piece of paper, and I want to come in and just make sure that this stamp is still stamping properly. Yeah, that looks fine, I think. Yeah, I think that that's perfect. So let's just ink it up well. And get the placement as well as I can on that. Obviously it's not, you know, just a square or rectangular piece of paper. There's cutouts on it, but wiggle it a little bit, but I don't want to press it too hard because, as I always say, the letters get distorted. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So, now comes the nice part. We're going to put together the lovely card. Just do a bit of tidying up here first. So let's just move those to the side. Come back with our die cut pieces and that 5x7 card base. And I'm going to do this in layers. So I've just got these foam pieces that I'm going to stick onto the back there. And just remove the backing. And I'm going to come in and just pop that onto my card base. Then basically going to do exactly the same with this one. just come back and layer that one on top. This gives you a bit of dimension. Same again with this. And just center that again. Let's see, there. And yeah, you've guessed it, exactly the same again. It's lovely easy cards, these. Just basically die cutting and layering them on top of each other, putting them together. Just pop that one down there. And then we're going to come in with a nice little embellishments. Let's see. Got these pretty butterflies. And I think you'll agree the delicate colours are really nice on the white background. Some of that hadn't poked out properly. That little piece didn't actually, oh, it is. Sorry, I'm here talking to myself. I do that quite a lot. Anyway, let's see what we'll do with the sister. Should I leave it in the frame? I think the sister needs to pop a bit more. Do you agree? So let's see what we'll do about that. I'm just coming in with a few of these Copic markers, just staying in the colour, you know, of the butterflies and what have you. And I'm just going to add just a couple of bits here and there. Just to make it a bit darker in the background so that it will stand out better up against the white. You kind of can't have the sister part getting lost because really that's the main part, I guess, isn't it? And I come in with the last one. Yeah, just a little touch of it here and there. Don't want to completely fill it in either. Yeah, I think it needs filling in another little bit. I think I'll just take away the white completely. That's great if I can get it all in the one go. Just come down here, I think. Yeah, I needed to come and just move that down a little bit. I didn't like it in under there. Let's just see. Yep. And let's just pop the, maybe just 2 butterflies down. Bit of glue on those as well. Yep, just about there. So basically, I have decided that I don't like this happiest of birthdays to you stamp. I don't like the bits that are missing. It's been bothering me. So I've found another one that says on your special day. And I cut out that little piece again from a scrap piece of card that I had. So let's hope this one is better. It won't take much to change it up. There we go. Again, the VersaFine Claire in the Nocturne. And what I'm going to do there is just a piece of double-sided tape. Going to stick it across there. Come and just, those butterflies weren't stuck on it, thankfully. So I can go and just pop that underneath. Try and get the placement. Yeah, and I much prefer that. So there we go. That's the finished card. And I hope you've enjoyed watching. Just using bits and pieces from my craft room that have been here for years. And I think I'm going to be doing a lot of that from now on. Just going to start using what I have, because it's just impossible to keep buying and I have so much stuff. So have a great weekend, everyone. If you've enjoyed watching, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe. Thank you for watching.